As you may know from watching this channel, I'm a huge fan of Reillusion tools. Though definitely pricey, both Character Creator and iClone have allowed me to create a whole new pipeline for my 3D animations and, well, shots like these. Without it, I think I wouldn't be able to achieve this, definitely not by myself, in this quality. And this is what these tools are so great at, speeding up many steps of the character creation and animation pipeline. As you may also know, a few weeks back, the new improved versions of both Character Creator and iClone came out. And in this video, I'm here to tell you what's new and improved in both of them. By the way, good news for everyone who's already used to working with previous versions, the UI hasn't changed and it will be very easy to just jump in and use any knowledge you've gained from watching, for example, my recent introductory series to the software. So yeah, definitely watch that one first if you wanna get up to speed with Reillusion package. One of the first changes you'll probably notice when firing up CC4 is that the content manager is now improved. It is actually very similar to the Smart Gallery from version 3, so it has more intelligent ordering of categories with nice thumbnails and everything. And right off the bat you'll see that there are these new character presets for version 4, including Camilla and Kevin, both really awesome in their quality. Of course, everything that you were able to learn about the previous versions in my tutorial series still applies. So you have all sorts of these categories here, including the various lighting stages, which by the way improved in this version quite a bit. You can jump into morphing your character with this tool or with sliders at any time. And you can still enter the amazing SkinGen texturing tool to add layers and layers of detail onto your characters. This custom tab then serves for storing your own content easily. For example, I will edit the lights on this Lightroom setup. All you need to do here is just to navigate to a proper type of content you want to save and save it. If you want to save a whole project, just navigate to the project folder and save the character with all the edits and lights. Just note that anything you see in the viewport when saving the scene will also become the thumbnail. By the way, a new collection of content that deserves attention is this new Smart Hair package for men. These hair are called Smart because you can adjust them with morphs too, which is something new to Character Creator hair. Definitely worth a purchase, though you need to do that separately. But the main change remains the Smart Content Manager, which is now here to replace the Smart Gallery. And yeah, it is pretty nice to use. Something that you'll realize once you hit spacebar. Yes, there is now full-fledged animation playback in Character Creator. This has been surely added after the feedback from users that quite correctly pointed out that having to export your characters to iClone to test them in motion is pretty inconvenient. Well, all you have to do now to preview your CC characters in motion is just to use one of these animations here. And here we go. Additionally, you can now even create a turntable animation with a simple click. Okay, 2 clicks here and then activate here. Small, but very nice feature nonetheless. Additionally, there is also the foot contact and hand contact added, just like you know from iClone. And we now have physics of the clothing too. You can actually load up this project and see it in action. In this physics panel, you can change various presets for your physics conditions. So we have light wind, strong wind, even storm, though this is definitely not built for it. And what's more, you can add these to the hair as well. Pretty cool. CC4 characters can now emote much better than in the past, thanks to the upgraded facial profiles, and those control how well the expressions of your character look later in the animation stage. This will be especially important in iClone, which I'll discuss in a future video, but since we now have animation in CC4 as well, you can see it influencing things directly in here. For example, if I choose this standard facial profile, you can see that the same facial animation looks okay, but not nearly as detailed as when I switch to the extended profile. Or I can even switch to profile specific to this Camilla model. Here the facial animations are much more believable again. That's because each of these expressions were being tailored directly for this character. These customizable facial profiles you can easily create in this expression editor menu, where you can preview any of the expressions, for example this one, to control the brow, and then through this menu here, choose a way in which you adjust them. The easiest is probably by using the morph sliders, so click it, and now let's bring down the right brow even more. Click this little update icon, and boom, the expression is now changed and the brow is going much lower. And of course, there is always the option to reset. If you adjust all the expressions of your character like this and then save them as a new profile, you will be able to adjust everything specifically to the needs of your custom character. There is actually a great video on this at Reallusion channel, so definitely go there to explore more. One of the most important changes is the ability to now go without using the 3D Exchange to import stuff into Character Creator, and instead you can do it directly with characters and props. So let's say I'm here in Mixamo and I have this knight character swinging his weapon and then doing some sort of superhero landing type of animation, and naturally I want this out of Mixamo into Character Creator. Nothing easier, you just download the FBX with skin and then drag and drop it once. And here we go, we have the character in. It doesn't animate, but just select it, drag and drop your downloaded animation again, and it automatically imports the animation too. This is pretty big deal if you ask me, and one of the most useful additions to this new version. You can now use so many various sources of data from Mixamo, Rococo, DAZ and more. What's now become very convenient is changing the character's skin type. Without even the need to go to the SkinGen editor, you can simply activate this head material, go to this menu here, activate it, and you can choose from 4 presets of skin colors. And this all looks much more natural than if you're trying to change the colors in SkinGen. And very convenient, the other parts of the body will adjust accordingly. Connected to this is also the RGB blend map, where you can edit anything in Photoshop and then just overlay it over your character's base texture. A handy feature for game engines and any opportunity where you don't need as highly detailed characters as the default ones are, you now have the option to intelligently adjust the poly count and texture resolution with this ActorBuild option. What it does is it simply makes the model much more manageable, breaking down the poly count and the texture sizes. It takes a while, but afterwards you have a much more streamlined version of your character, which is more convenient for real-time editors. Though, of course, the quality isn't the same as before. With this InstaLOD plugin then, you can take this even further, having complete control over the percentage by which to reduce your models, or even the resulting face count you need. Again, very useful for real-time editors, but also if you want to make a lot of characters for, let's say, Blender Eevee. One smaller change which I'd like to point out is also this option which you find in the preferences, where you are now finally able to switch between various keyboard shortcut presets, including Maya, Blender and more. Pretty awesome for anyone getting started with the software. So, these were some of the changes you can expect from the latest version of Character Creator. And again, here I recommend going to the Reallusion channel for more detailed tutorials, or if you want to learn my Character Creator to iClone to Blender pipeline, check out my recent tutorial series. When it comes to changes, this new version is definitely not as revolutionary as CC3 has been a few years back. Nevertheless, it is packed with useful tools, it's more streamlined, and the ability to preview animation and import any character or animation data definitely makes it a worthy purchase. So yeah, Character Creator 4 again pushed the options I have for my character pipeline light years ahead. And really, what can I say? We live in very interesting times when it comes to digital creation. So let's all appreciate it and create something awesome, will you? Until next time, Martin out.